Hey everyone, so today I just wanted to kind of sit down here Saturday morning, and I thought I would just spill my heart. My thoughts are kind of like flying everywhere, but I hate it when I see people and they tell me that they've been in like an abusive relationship or something that they feel like they have no control over, and something that they wish they could change about themselves, but they feel like this is the life that they have to live. This is the life that they have to deal with. This is the life that they have to just put up with. Whether it be an abusive boyfriend, whether it be a life decision that they've always wanted to do, but they feel like they're in bondage and they can't. Whether it be anything like that. And for me, I made a decision a long time ago that I will never let anything outside around me validate my worth. And I guess this video is just going to be telling you to kind of understand your worth. Know what you're worth. Because once you know what you're worth, everything will follow. And I don't know how I'm gonna tell you guys this message, but I want to, so I'm gonna try. But I guess I'll start with a personal story. I don't know if you guys remembered, but I had brown hair a long time ago, and the year that I had brown hair was probably one of the toughest years I've ever been through in my life. I was lost, completely lost. And the reason why I was completely lost was because I kept comparing myself to just everyone around me. I just became a full-time blogger and a vlogger, and I saw how everyone had larger views than me, more subscribers than me, prettier than me, could edit better than me. It's everything that I could ever think of, I bashed myself with. I just hated myself. I was so entirely lost in becoming something that was not me. So I dyed my hair brown. I wore fake lashes, which I don't like to wear. I wore high heels. I tried my very best to be someone I was not. And that was because I made everything around me validate my worth. I did not validate my own worth. I let the bag that I bought validate my worth. I let the people around me validate my worth. And in that sense, I became kind of empty and lost. I just felt lost every single day. And I was still making videos then, but I wasn't comfortable with telling you guys. But I would like literally cry every single morning. I was just so lost. And after that 1 year, on New Year's Day, it's like so cliche, I know. But on New Year's Day, I told myself that I'm gonna stop. I am gonna stop. I felt like I was in bondage. I felt like I was in chains. Like I was lost, empty, depressed. I was gaining weight like no tomorrow because of that. And I told myself, no more chains, no more bondage. This isn't the life that I want to lead for the rest of my life. I don't want to be someone I'm not. I don't want to have to try to be someone I'm not. I want to live the truest expression of myself. And from that day onward, I told myself that my worth ain't gonna be validated by anyone else but myself. And it's hard for me, especially because I think like I don't like it when people ask me, what do you do for a living? Because it's hard to answer. I've been a blogger for like 6-7 years. But if I tell them a blogger, then they might not take me seriously. They're like, oh, basically you just stay at home and write. I don't really do that. I go for meetings, I do a lot of stuff. And so that's not, last time I thought that wasn't a very sufficient answer, even though that was what I was doing. And I'm also a makeup artist, and I teach my own makeup lessons. So it was like, I hated that question, because that question would always be the question that people judge you by, almost. Especially here in Asia. It's different than Australia and the UK and everything. People really judge you for like what you do. If you're a doctor and you're a lawyer, you're instantly highly valued over someone who is an artist or someone who is something else. It's just the way things have always been. And I want to tell you guys that it shouldn't be like that, because I have understood that you are and you were as valuable since the day you were born as of now. You were. Your value does not go up, it does not go down. Your value is constant, constantly constant. And since the day you were born, it's been constant. And even though it's constant, we might view this value as something that is very small, something that is this big. But you have no idea how big your value is. It is bigger than the earth itself. It is more huge than you could ever imagine. Because we were made beautiful. We were made and wonderfully made. And I really, really want to tell this to everyone, because we forget a lot. And back then, I forgot a lot about it. But our value is huge. And do you know why? Because we're humans. And the beautiful thing about humans is that we think better than most animals, I hope so, because other animals didn't invent rockets and stuff. So I'm thinking that, yes, I hope we think better than all the other animals. Although maybe you have different views, but I'm pretty sure we do. And number two, we have mouths to share and speak with, to encourage and to inspire, to talk to be there for other people. You know, we have hands, we have legs. There's so much to be thankful for. And to think that you could ever think that you are worthless is unimaginable. And for me, because I've been through that 1 year of very depressing times, I came out of it stronger, and I understood what my worth was. My worth does not come from outside. It comes from inside. And it should be that way for you too. So I guess I want to talk about love and life. Love and life. Love. Okay. Love. I never really talked about my love life to you guys. I think that has been something that is very personal to me. Although when I was in uni, I think I was quite vocal on Twitter. But not anymore. I'm grown up now. I'm boring. But love. Love is a sticky situation. I find like all my friends, and not all my friends, but people I just talk to, and they have such interesting relationships that I don't know how they can have so much love to go through with it. Guys cheating on them, guys hitting them, guys disrespecting them. It makes me so angry when I hear those things, because is so disrespectful to cheat on someone. Can't you just break it cleanly and then you can do your thing? Why do you have to do it now? Why can't you control yourself? I don't understand. That is something that is so painful for me to hear. And it's painful when the person feels like because of what happened, they are valued less. They bash themselves up, saying things like, why, if I were prettier, he wouldn't do that. If I were prettier, this wouldn't have happened. No, this is not the thinking that you must have. It is not the thinking that you must have. It is wrong. What you must think instead is, this guy is not good enough for me. This guy is not good enough for me. And thank the heavens that I found out early before I married him. That's what you must think, I think. Because how can you change your value due to something that was disrespecting you, that was hurting you? You cannot be so weak. You cannot be so weak to think that. Please don't. Instead, no. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable because I know how much I'm worth. I love myself. And I love myself enough to let go of something that has happened, that cannot be changed. And I know a lot of people think that they fall so deeply in love that, you know, this person slips up and then they think that they will change. I don't know, and I cannot confirm that that will or may happen, but I am sorry to say that from past experiences, a lot of people don't change. Especially when you don't do anything about it. You just shrug it off because you love them so much. And love is a beautiful thing. It is. But you must learn that you should love the right person. And I want to say that the right person is out there for you. And this right person should be respectful of you. Should love you enough to be respectful of you and think of you all the time. That he shouldn't even be in the situation that allows him to tempt himself to do things like that. If a good person would not do that. It just would not do that. And I hope you agree with me, because it's almost evident, you know what I mean? Number 2, he should be kind. He should be patient with you. He should understand you and love you for who you are. And I came from a love background. I guess I should talk about my love life now. But basically, throughout my college, okay, I had one boyfriend, and it was in high school. And it taught me really that I should really love myself, that relationship, because things happened, and there was another girl involved, and it really broke my heart. I felt like every day there was arrows just shooting into my heart, and just, you can mix it with salt, it'd be even more painful. And I had to work with her. That was the worst thing ever. And I did bash myself up. I told myself that I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't all these things, but then I came to a point where no. This is not something, a life I want to lead thinking about all of these things. This is not something I want to do with the rest of my life. I have so much things to do, I want to do in my life, and I'm not going to let this hold me down. It ain't going to hold me down. So then I was single for 3 years, which was the best years of my life, to be honest. Not best years, but I would say that it was very fun being single for 3 years. Number one, you get to kind of make more friends because you're not in a relationship, especially in college. If you guys are going to college, although I think most of you are like as old as me, but if you guys are going to college, I don't think it's a bad idea at all to be single throughout college, because that's when you make the most friends. That's when you live your life the most, I think, because after that you work and you worry about paying bills and money and all these things. So now's the time to have fun. Well, throughout those 3 years, it wasn't that I was totally single and everything. I did date some guys, and 2 of them I think were most relevant to this topic. And one of them was, he had a very bad reputation, and at that time I finished dating. See, I was never in a relationship like boyfriend girlfriend, so I think that that's why I can tell you that I was single for 3 years. But I did date, and dating I don't think is similar to boyfriend girlfriend. Dating is like going on dates, having feelings for each other, but not really love yet. And okay, so I met this guy. It's really awkward because my boyfriend watches this. I'm not sure how he's gonna react. But basically, like, I met this guy, and he was really quite good looking. And I met him in a wrong situation. At that time, I partied a lot, and I met him at a party. And it was just wrong to begin with, because I went in it for all the wrong reasons. Like, he looked really nice, he was very handsome, he was very buff, and all of these things. And yeah, I went in for the wrong reasons, and he told me straight off the bat that he was going back to Malaysia, and like in a month, you know, and we can't obviously like date and all of these things, but I wanted to because he's good looking. So so we did date for a while, and it was painful because when he did have to leave, it was messy. It was really, really messy. So it kind of just left, I wouldn't say a scar because it was just dating, but it did hurt. And I think I understood why, because it was never meant to happen anyway. I should have stopped myself from day one. I should have really stopped myself from day one and said, logically speaking, I shouldn't date him, because what happens is it's going to be messy when he leaves, and he's definitely going to leave. So that's one. And then number 2, after that one, I felt really sad and really down, and that's actually when I filmed my How to Get Over Someone video. And then I started dating this other guy who is known for being a playboy, and at this point there were a few other guys before that, before the one that had to leave, and I just told myself that I literally can never have a boyfriend, or literally cannot never get married, because there's always something wrong with this guy. Whoever I'm dating, there's always something wrong. You know, they have to leave, they're weird, all of these things I find out, you know, the bad background story. So the next one was just known for being a playboy, and I should never have even stepped in that territory. But good thing I met my current boyfriend. I started going to church because I felt really lost. I started going to church, and I really found God there, but also found something else. And he's my current boyfriend of, I guess, 3 years already. It's crazy. And this guy has now that I remember all of these things, it makes me want to cry, but I shouldn't. This is embarrassing. Let me go like clean up first. Hold on. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. This is bad. Okay, I'm good. But this guy has really shown me what love is. Because all of the other ones were, make kind of all the other ones a bit rubbish. If that's the biggest sense. And it made me believe in love again. And yeah, so he's amazing, and I want to tell everyone that I came from all of that and more. But I really pray and hope that you will find someone like that. And I firmly believe that you will have someone like that. And I firmly believe that there's someone out there who is like that for you. So I don't like it when I see people in relationships they're not supposed to be in. Although my stint was shallow compared to possibly another stint. But it's there is someone out there for you who will love you and respect you the way you should be treated. There is. I have to say, you may not believe it anymore, and you may have come from like a background where everyone cheats on you, but I'm here to say that there is someone, and if only you would know how to stop yourself and understand what you're worth, and your understand and love yourself enough to not enter these relationships, to understand there are bad signs to people when you start dating them and you kind of see it. For example, you're dating someone and he like yells at you and all of these things, and he yells at other people. Those are all warning signs, okay, that you should watch out for. This is love advice, but I don't know if you want to take it. But if you date someone and you see these things, you know, that's a sign. That's a sign, you know, that you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with this guy. That's why the dating period is so important. Like that kind of like 3 to 4 months of just trying to understand this person before you even become a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. I think they're really important because it's kind of like a time where you kind of see what he's like before you fall in love with someone. I think that is something that I have learned from my past experience as very important, to really understand their character before you jump into a relationship. So yeah, I think that's why I think that, like, in terms of worth, that's why it's really kind of importante. I can't believe I cried in this video. It's so embarrassing. Is my eyes still red? Okay, they're not red anymore. Yeah. Yes. So yeah, I think that there is love for everybody. And I want to say that you tell me that you can't do things and you tell me that you can't move, but I don't see no chains on you. I don't see any chains on you. You are free. You are more free than you could ever think and imagine. And you feel like you can't get out of this relationship because you're scared of breaking his heart or breaking your heart. But you know it's not what you're supposed to be in. Or you're in a job situation that is abusive and your boss is abusive, but you're scared you're going to lose your job and all of these things. And all of those are actually chains on you. I've always believed that God has always planned like a path for us, a very good path. It's sometimes we deviate from that path because of our own choices and decisions. Like, for example, that guy who had to leave, and for you, I don't know, maybe abusive relationship or whatever. Sometimes we deviate from that path because we put chains on ourselves, and we put all of these things on ourselves that weigh us down and trick us into believing that this is the path actually that was made for us. But you must never think like that. You must never think that your path is one that is filled with cheating relationships, one that is filled with the most horrible job you could ever think of. You must never, ever think that, please. Because I know the path for you was good and laid out. Something went wrong. Something went wrong from the early days. Something went wrong. You think you couldn't have imagined he could have done that. It either could have been at the early stage where he showed character that would exemplify possibility of that, or number two, it might be where he's already done it and you have to leave, but then you trick yourself into believing you can't leave, but actually you should leave. But some people don't leave, so they're stuck on that deviation of the path. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's what I think. And that's why I feel like my message today is really just know your worth. Do not be afraid to say no. Do not be afraid to ask and affirm your worth. I get taken advantage of a lot. Try to be taken advantage of a lot, but I don't let it happen. And that's because I know my worth. I'm not going to do things that is going to damage that. And love yourself. Really love yourself. Don't let other people validate who you are. Don't let situations validate who you are. Don't let what people say or think validate who you are. Your validation comes from yourself. And last of all, your worth is constant. Your worth is very constant, and it is huge and humongous, more than you could ever know. The reason why we have mouths to speak, the reason why we have minds to think, is to change the world. And if you think you can't do that, then that's silly. That's silly. Because the moment I believed in that, I dyed my hair black. I wasn't happy with the body weight that I put on for that 1 year. I lost it all, 15 kilos. I wasn't happy with my skin. 4 months later, I have clearer skin. I wasn't happy with my fear, my level of fear in business. And now I'm renting my own office. These chains that I put on myself, I want to break them all. I want to break them all. I want to be fearless. I want to be brave. I want to be strong. And I really hope that this video can somehow encourage you to do that, especially in the relationship area where I feel like just too many beautiful women out there are just bondaged, and I want to break those bondages and break those chains. So yeah, I really hope you like this video. Hope it somehow inspires you and encourages you, even though my thoughts were kind of just flying all over the place and I cried in the middle of the bloody video. But yeah, I hope you like it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!